Studies show that the more force you can train your body to put into the ground during the swing, the more power you can generate as a hitter. And in this video, I want to walk you through 3 strategies that we use to dramatically help your kid hit for power. It's something I use with my son and my daughter every single offseason and all of the clients that we work with. And it's one of the key aspects if you want to train your kid to hit for power. And so the first part that you want to pay attention to when training this skill is, for us, we want to use drills that force the body to do what we want them to do instead of telling the body what to do. So in this case, we're going to ask the athlete to do a Happy Gilmore Shuffle. I will play it for you full speed. So the athlete starts, he takes a running start, and then a running shuffle, and then he tries to swing the bat as hard as he can. Now, this is just one component of how we train hitting. We have other days that are barrel focused and a lot of other things, but in this case, what we're trying to do is we are trying to put the athlete in the shuffle, because when you are in the act of shuffling, when that lead leg lands, because it's moving, the body has to put more force into the ground to resist that movement than it otherwise would be capable of being. So you're putting that lead leg in a position where it has to do the job better to create more force. So you're actually making it do what we want it to do. But it's more than that, because the second piece that we want to do is we want to use a bat sensor to measure how well we are doing things. So what we will do is we will put a bat sensor on the bat, and as we are shuffling, there's different parts that he's going to feel in his body, because the lead leg has to work with the torso and the arms and the hands and all that together. And so what we do is we will put him in this drill. This is done off of a pitching machine, and we're going to measure the bat speeds. And so what we know is that if he's making contact where the ball is basically right around his front foot, and you do want to make sure the contact is at the front foot, not like way out here 2 feet in front where he can cheat the thing. If you're constantly making contact in the same spot, then how fast are you moving? And if you are moving faster, then your body did a better job, especially when we're in the shuffle, of taking that force that was put into the ground and sending it up the body to the bat. But most people jack this up, and they try to do this without a bat sensor. And I am telling you, there are things this sucker will tell you that a coach can't do. Because when you can know you can see it reads to the 10th of a mile an hour, how much faster you were moving on one swing versus another, it allows you to talk to yourself. So you could be like I won't see it as a coach who's feeding him, but he'll be like, oh, I really felt my hands pull back more on that one. And it might be a 1/4 of an inch, but he feels like it's a lot, and it got extra bat speed. And so you kind of walk yourself in. When the sensor tells you low numbers, then you realize whatever you felt on that shuffle, maybe it was out of sync and your hips didn't fire first enough, or they fired too late, whatever it was. You use the sensor to give you feedback to walk you in and help drive this. And then the third thing that we're doing, excuse me, is you see he's swinging, maybe you can't tell, but this is a bat speed training bat. So these are bats that are overloaded and underloaded. We have a lot of different bats that we're using here. If you want any of the tools that I talk about here, I actually have an Amazon shopping list of all of the different things that we use to train bat speed. I'm only even talking about a couple of them here, so we have others, but I'm happy to send that to you. It's totally free. I can provide a link to that if you want to just drop a comment with the word list, and I will do that for you so we can check that out. But combining those 3 things allows us to get instant feedback. We're putting the body into the right position so that it's driving into the ground harder. We're using weighted bats to provide a stimulus to the body so that it's actually being forced to work harder. Sometimes we're going faster than we normally can, so we're training the nervous system with the blue bats, and the other times we are going a little bit slower, but we're using something heavier with overload bats, and we're tracking all of it with a sensor so we can get immediate feedback. And when we do that, we dramatically improve how much force can be created. And it is not uncommon to see 5 to 10 miles an hour of bat speed gains over the course of 6 to 12 weeks in an off season, if you will put yourself on a religious program that trains not just the lead leg, but all the other parts that are critical for the swing to get off its full power swing. So if that is the kind of stuff you would like to do. And really, you should. Like, you are missing out if you are not putting yourself right about the time of August, and you can go, July works as well. But softball players, this is like their off season. Baseball players, it just starts too. They get a little bit more of an extended off season than the softball players do. But either way, like, if you need any help putting together a bat speed program, whether you live near Centralia, Washington, where I have a local training facility, or you want help putting it together in a remote training type of environment, I am happy to help you. Just reach out and leave me a comment, and we'll get in touch on how I can help you put together a plan to make this stuff work.